From the dawn of time, all living creatures are capable of sensing objects and their environment. Over time, through repetition and experimenting, these creatures developed and evolved to better accommodate themselves and gain new abilities and restructure their bodies to adapt further. The core fundamental as to why this happens is because of a skill that every living being has: observation. Without observing, these creatures wouldn't have become what they have today. Observation is not just limited to seeing, it is an act of sensing everything. Through this, we have observed how fire works and applied over the course of many years to get where we are today. But observation is not enough alone. There is a certain process as to how it works. We observe something, we understand how that thing works, and lastly, we experiment. And that experimentation is what helps us to learn and develop. Every time we observe and experiment, there is a sort of process that goes on in the mind. It goes a little like this. It all starts with observation. Then it branches off into expected and unexpected. With expectations, you observe that something did what it should have done. This is a positive outcome. However, if you observe something and it does the same thing over and over again, it might get boring and stale, leading to a negative outcome. On the other end of the spectrum, you might get an unexpected result, which leads to another two branches. The positive outcome being surprise, where we are excited it did something good or spectacular, whereas the negative outcome, where something has failed to do what was intended. This all leads to the same outcome at the end of the diagram, where we learn from these outcomes, or at least try to learn. This, in my eyes, is the crux of observation, and the process of how it works in a short summary. Anyway, the point of all this is to give context before I explain why this is important to enjoying anything. Observation can help us enjoy all sorts of mediums through music, video games, pictures or drawings, literature and everything else. If you are passionate about something, you will want to know more and seek out ways to learn about it, which ties in with observation, but this time actively. If you're trying to determine if a song is good, you might listen to the whole thing first. Then you could focus on individual instruments, one by one, to see how they work together. If you find the instruments don't sound good together, or they create an unpleasant sound, you might consider the song an earsore. This process of listening carefully and analysing the different parts of the song demonstrates active observation skills. By using observation in gaming, I feel like it can help you get immersed into the world by focusing on the elements like sound effects, visual design, music, and gain a better feel for the gameplay, and make you understand the emotions, themes, and overall story of the game and the world around you better. So really, by taking a step back and learning to observe the world around you and your hobbies, jobs and whatever, you can have fun or understand something better rather than blindly rushing through and not thinking about what you're doing. For me, I think mindfulness meditation or just some quick deep breaths can help ground ourselves in reality and find some enjoyment in our lives, along with letting go distractions for a more enjoyable time. And even if you're high energy and superactive ADHD brain, I think it can help, even if it's just a few deep breaths. Thank you for listening. Let me know your thoughts.